The young princess is leaving her town to discover a new world beyond this one. On top of the hill, her family is watching her leave and believes she will return soon. And there is another backstory going on. A young boy named Ichiro Kuga and his two young siblings, Fumio Kuga and Maki Kuga, are attending their father's funeral. Maki is worried about their future, which makes Ichiro work hard. When Ichiro wakes up in his room, he gets panicked by seeing his unfinished rough manga drawings. Meanwhile, his little brother and sister are having breakfast along with their cousin named Chibi. Then, the three of them are delivering breakfast to their brother, and they find Ichiro worrying about his manuscripts because he has to submit the entire manga script within 2 days. Seeing that their brother was working too much, they told him not to push himself too much. Ichiro tells them not to worry about him, but his internal dialogue reveals that his manga is not selling well. Unfortunately, their father passed away after he graduated high school and debuted as a manga artist. They have been living with the rental money from the apartment, which was left by his father. He has to work hard so that he can give his siblings a proper education and meet their needs. Suddenly he received a phone call from his editor, named Morikuni, saying he had found new assistants for Ichiro. They were all happy to hear this good news, so Maki pulled off her colored chopstick to find Ichiro's fortune. However, the colorless chopstick appears, and she refuses to tell Ichiro. As three of them leave, Chibi asks Maki to tell Ichiro's fortune, and Maki replies that Ichiro's future is blank, just as his manga script. Ichiro leaves the house to meet his new assistant. As he arrives at the location, he finds a young girl standing with an umbrella. When he approached her, he was surprised to see how beautiful she was. She is the princess from earlier, but Ichiro does not know she is a princess. She addressed her as Goshiki Shiori, his new assistant. When she calls him Kokon Momoti Sensei, Ichiro gets embarrassed and tells her to call his real name Ichiro Kuga. As they arrived home, Ichiro brought her to the workplace and gave her some previous manga drawings and the storyboard. Ichiro finds her clothes too expensive, so he offered his hoodie to avoid getting dirt from the ink. He explains to her how to do basic line work and background work on the manuscript, and she completes all the drawings very quickly. He is surprised to see her skills. So he asked her past working experience. She told him it was her first time, and she learned manga work from a shoujo manga lessons book. He is happy to have a pro-level manga artist as his assistant, and he believed that at this rate he could finish his manga work before the deadline. She is drawing all the manuscripts given to her by Ichiro. As Maki and Fumio arrived home, Maki was surprised to see a beautiful girl working with his brother. Maki finds she has been drawing without a break, so she scolds Ichiro to give her a 10-minute break. Since it's her first day, Maki takes her to look around the apartment and shows her room. After that, everyone arrived at the dining hall to have their dinner, but Goshiki went alone to eat in her room. After having dinner, they began to work again, but Ichiro felt dizzy. He told Goshiki he would make tea to keep them awake, but Goshiki told him she had completed her work and she would make tea for them. While preparing tea, Maki sees Goshiki and asks her to stop working today and take a rest, but Goshiki replies that she has taken very few breaks in her past life and can keep working. After hearing this, Maki tells their past, and Ichiro has been working hard since their father passed away, saving money for their education. As Goshiki brings tea for Ichiro, they both start working again. She asks Ichiro to listen to her. She tells him she found his manga in her grandmother's manga collection. After reading, she got inspired by the artwork and storyline of the manga and decided to become a manga artist. As Ichiro's manga was a reference, she started practicing manga drawings. Ichiro was shocked to see that his manga was her first inspiration. After finishing their work schedules, they both sleep in their own rooms. Goshiki wakes up early in the morning, and they start to work again. They've finished all the drawings in the manuscript after working a whole day. Ichiro is very happy because they managed to complete the manga before the deadline. Unfortunately, he finds one of his manuscripts missing from his manga. When he finds the missing manuscript, he starts worrying because it's still at the basic stage and takes plenty of hours to complete. He's broke because it's already night. By seeing his face, Goshiki realized something was wrong, and she told him to ask for help if needed. Ichiro passes for the moment, but his internal dialogue reveals that he feels guilty for giving her tons of work. At the same time, he needs to finish somehow to get money for his little brother and sister. Their mother has already left them alone and found a new life for herself. Ichiro is their last hope. Goshiki reminds him again to ask for help, so Ichiro requests Goshiki to work all night with him, and he will pay her overtime for her help. They both worked all night and completed their work. But they both fall asleep in his room. A few minutes later, Ichiro wakes and remembers he fell asleep before submitting his manga. He sees something sharp sticking on Goshiki's back. He thinks of it as a drawing pen, so he tries to pull it off immediately. After touching that, he finds both of them in outer space. Goshiki got mad and serious. She told him that he and her stringer are now linked and their destinies are bound together. Ichiro is confused because the sharp object looks like a tail, and he knows it's not the right time to ask about this. They both calm down and apologize to each other for overreacting, and then she reveals her identity as the princess of the Star People. After reading his manga, she got inspired by the artwork. She traced his work all day and set sail to work with him. She wants to build a relationship with him, but Ichiro does not want to create any bad rumors about his behavior around his siblings. So they start their relationship as friends.